Hello everybody, this is Kyra to more Let's Play Harvest Moon Back to Nature. Cough. Anyway. This is, I don't know, let's say 12 hours after last week's recording was made. Here's my invitation to the music festival, which we're gonna go to. But yeah, this is roughly 12 hours after the previous video, but my situation has changed a little bit. I got a call back. Basically, next Monday I go in at 1, and I may have a job as a cook at Darien, which would be awesome. Well, from the looks of the weather, it looks like I already had access to an ocarina. Fish aren't boning. That's the thing I'm gonna need shortly. So yeah, that's a little more hopeful than this morning. Not that I was particularly depressed this morning or anything, but I might have a job soon. Yay, money! And if I have a job, then suddenly Patreon becomes far less vital. Still something I'm going to push for, because money is money. And as nice as it is to work for money, it's far nicer still to just have it. But of course, Patreon isn't necessarily reliable. For example, I could go from having 50 patrons to having 3 with no warning. You know? Not that I particularly think I'm going to have 50 patrons. That implies a level of popularity I just do not possess. Sorry about the yawn, I'm still kind of waking up. Which is a little sad when you consider I've been up since noon and it's almost 4 p.m. So yeah, I'm like actually pretty excited about the interview because I'm pretty sure I can lock it in. The part that I doubt is the fact that for some reason, even though I'm going for a cooking thing, they want me to cook. No, I don't have a huge repertoire of grill cooking experience. However, I am a remarkably quick study, especially when it's important. So I have little doubt that if I can get them to give me the instructions, that I can indeed follow them. And with any luck, I could be starting work as early as Wednesday. Which would be all of the awesome, really. Also, today is Gotz's birthday, and he wants flour. Actually, fuck flour. He likes eggs, too. And I'm swimming in those. Gotz likes useful things. Basically, the kinds of things that he would normally have to go to town for. Just simple staple foods, like bread, eggs, milk, shit like that. He doesn't particularly care to get them himself. He's kind of a loner, really. Nothing wrong with that. But that's just how he is, so he appreciates simple things like that. Well, as luck would have it, I have a barn full of simple things like that, and a coop full of simple things like that. And he can have them all. Because what the fuck am I going to do with them? Well, since we are really not doing anything else, I may as well befriend the hell out of some people on their birthdays. You know, just give them lots of cool shit. Cough, cough, cough. Happy birthday, sir. That sounds rather horrific. It's been one, you fucker. Or at least two at the most. I've been giving you gifts. I think once they give you a recipe, they're officially your friend. Also, how fucking lonely do you have to be that here's an egg for your birthday, and that's a wonderful present that makes you very happy. And you know what? Just because I don't see him very often, let's go get some honey for Lewis. And maybe some apples, too. Because, fuck, I'm not spending this money. Or I'm not spending the money I'm getting from these products, rather. So why the hell not? What are you growling at, little dog? There's nothing going on. Yawn. Sorry. I figured you would. You seem like an apple kind of guy. There we go. That's my good deeds for the week. Well, for the most part, anyway. There it is. I knew the truffle was up here somewhere. God, that thing looks so obscene. Now I'm getting hungry. And again, right here, I'm mostly just making a little bit of busy work for myself, because we're getting towards the point in the game when there's really not much for me to actually do. And I don't just want to have little half-hour episodes of me just doing routine shit. I want to mix it up a little bit and give you something to watch, even though there's really not much to watch. I think this is like episode 44 or something. Fuck it, truffle. So yeah, once I'm caught up to episode 48, I'll be caught up to where I should be. And from then on, it's just getting caught up with new shit. What are you two doing down there? Oh. Dog's making dog sounds as she tries to get the cat. Oh, I really wouldn't grab her by the feet. That's kind of the business end, little dog. I'd keep her feet as far away from my face as possible if I were you. Oh well, she'll learn. Again. Cats taught her that particular lesson several times. I love when the dog makes that frustrated little growly noise. It's so cute. That guy's our local news guy. Why don't I ever see him in town? That's the beautiful thing about Magical Melody. Nami is the weather girl, and in the fall you see her because she comes to live in town. Or stay in town, I guess. She was always my favorite girl from A Wonderful Life. Which I almost certainly will not do, because A, I no longer own that game. And B, it's kind of incomplete. And I found out something about A Wonderful Life that I think I mentioned somewhere. But, and I did not find this out firsthand, thankfully, because I'd have felt like a dick if I had. But apparently, in A Wonderful Life, you can, just like in every Harvest Moon, you can basically max romance every girl. But if you marry someone else with a girl, or both of them, at max hearts, it just fucking destroys them. I mean, they just go into depression and or hate you. And apparently Muffy is one of the worst to do that to. It just fucking kills her as a person and pretty much ruins her life. I got some floofy ships. Floofy ship. Those sheep kind of remind me of Willow. Willow's poofy like that. She's got short fur, but it doesn't feel short, and it doesn't really look short either, because she just kind of poofs like a cotton ball. It's kind of cute. And she is just such a huggable cat. I mean, she's just built for cuddles. Did I not? Okay, there we go. Got nothing else to do with my day. May as well cut the grass. You know, I kind of want a Harvest Moon game where you have modern appliances. Like, oh, let me just turn on the irrigation sprinklers. What? Grass? Let me get the lawnmower. Give me a fucking tractor, damn it. I'm not that poor anymore. I could afford a fleet of tractors. Hell, that's a thing. Let me get to a point in a new Harvest Moon game where I can hire farm hands. Stardew Valley kind of does that. Well, technically this game kind of does that with the harvest sprites, but they're incompetent, you know? You gotta babysit them all the time or they fuck up. But Stardew Valley kind of has that going on too with your wife, where every now and then she'll just do shit. And unfortunately for me, my wife always happened at a point when I didn't really need shit done anymore. Like, oh, I watered all your crops. That's nice, sweetheart, but I've had a fully irrigated farm for 2 years now. You kind of wasted your time. I repaired all the fences. I don't have any, but thank you. You know, that kind of thing. I harvested all your crops and put them in the bin. Woman, I was breeding those cauliflower. I want a giant cauliflower, which I don't think is one of the giant crops. Giant crops weird the crap out of me in that game. I had that happen once, and it freaked me out that I came out and there was this fucking colossal death melon in my yard. I'm like, what the shit? It looked like a meteor crashed and turned into a melon. I'm like, I expected some kind of alien to fly out of the damn thing. It looked like a space pod. The Saiyans have landed! So yeah, prepping for that job. I'm looking to get a haircut pretty soon. And I was like, well, how much does a haircut cost? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't had one in 3 fucking years. You know, I haven't got a clue. For all I know, they cost $47 now. So, I mean, it just... And it's funny, I don't mind getting a haircut. It's just I'm too poor, but... That will hopefully soon become a thing of the past if I can land this or a different job. If I can land a job, haircuts will be a thing every couple months. No more of this bullshit. I will have disposable income to trim my head. Shaggy piece of shit. Yeah, there's lots of things I want to have happen with the job. And it basically amounts to me making my limit. If I can make my limit, then I will be, as far as I'm concerned, completely financially secure. And if I can land this job, I won't have to worry about having to sweet talk the roommate into letting me stay, because the roommate's landlord wants me to get a job or get out. Even though I'm having no trouble paying my bills right now. Trouble doing shit for me, sure, but no trouble paying my bills. Of course, if I land this job, I won't have to do that. So, yay. Wish me luck. Everyone else is. Actually, don't bother, because by the time you see this, it'll be too late for your well wishes to mean a goddamn thing. But I appreciate the thought, nonetheless. You know, since I'm over there with the bees and shit, I'm gonna bring up a thing. I have one of those long fuse tempers, where it's like a slow burn, and I will let shit stack up forever. What? I can scythe eggs? I'm gonna do that again. I can scythe eggs! I don't know why I'd want to, but wow! That's a new thing I learned. But yeah, and I'll blow up at a random thing that has nothing to do with anything that's actually making me super mad, but it's just the trigger. It's the thing that finally pushed me over the limit. That actually happened to a friend of mine on Facebook the other day. Not the other day, it was like 3 months ago. But it was about bees. It was just a post about bees and how it's important that people recognize the bees are in danger, etc. We could lose our bees. Which is a big deal. It's a very big deal. For those who don't know, the planet kind of revolves around bees. Bees kind of make it possible to have food and shit. Oh, I suppose I shouldn't neglect them for that long. Sorry, guys. I guess your affections drop. I don't know why I even care, really. But, and it's like, oh, I bet you probably wouldn't even repost this, and I fucking hate chain letters of any kind, and that's really what this amounts to. Just, here's the thing, like for this, love for this, post for no, fuck you. Seriously, don't tell me to post, don't tell me to comment a certain word. Don't tell me to hit like. Don't tell me to fucking share. I bet you don't care enough to share this. You're damned right I don't care enough to share this because it's a fucking chain letter. You know? And I don't know how these things still... Just, no. And I went off and it's like, oh, I was just trying to post about bees, damn it. I'm like, it's not you. It's the thing. Unless it's a legitimate thing like, oh, Microsoft is gonna do this thing. Everyone who shares this, for every time this is shared, for every like this receives, Microsoft will donate $50,000 to cancer research. Yeah, I'll share the shit out of that. Because that's legitimate for charity shit, but not, oh, all dogs should have sweaters on Christmas. Post amen if you agree. No, go fuck yourself. Eat a dick. Oh, Kitty. Kitty, why? I need that air, Kitty. It's also cute how those two are cuddled up there. We can start the music festival. This time I talk to everyone. I actually want to turn the volume up and enjoy this one. This is rather soothing. Also, Mary, you appear to be one with the bench. You also appear to be doing nothing but watching the girls play their flutes. Yeah, Mary's not playing the piano, and she's not even sitting on the bench. She's fused with it. I think she stood up on it and fell through, and she's just too embarrassed. Wow, woodwind instruments, they take it out of you. Oh, boy. I suppose I should give the animals affection. Come here, you little fucker. Yeah. Alright, nothing going on today. Tomorrow's the anniversary of Doug's wife's death. Also, Stu wants some yarn. I suppose I should brush the horse. So yeah, Harvest Moon's getting done. Closing in on the brink here. And I did double check. Yes, Suikoden is what will follow this next year. And like I said, it's been recorded a year ago. I was kind of on a time limit for that because I was selling it to, or trading it to a friend for another game. And I only had so much time to finish it before I had to give it to him. So that kind of motivated my ass. Whereas this is a downloaded game that I own legitimately. Bought it off PlayStation Network, but it's downloaded to the PS3. I own it. I couldn't give it away if I wanted to. So there's really no urgency to it. In hindsight, I wish I'd been doing This Week in Kyrix when I started this, because this would have been perfect for This Week in Kyrix. I could actually devote all the time that I needed. Like, I could still be caring for 20 animals. I'd still be brushing them all, talking to them all, etc. You know, giving a shit. Oh, the fish are boning. Slowly. But they are. Yay. See, the problem is, I don't know what it is about this game in particular, but this game exhausts the hell out of me. I just want to go and lay down now. I'm not gonna, but I want to. But yeah, if I get this job and I can hold this job, then 2018 will see a marked improvement in pretty much everything I do. The actual new stuff for 2018, not pre-recorded stuff, but brand new stuff. Like, I will get a PS3 that can do PS2 games, so I don't need to just get a PS2 and memory cards and shit. And I will just have that for PS2 games. I will get an HD capture card and get a PS4. I will get a 3DS capture card and a brand new 3DS who solely exists to be for capture cards. And I will do like Pokemon X or Y. I will do Omega Ruby. I will do Pokemon Moon. I will do all this shit. And more importantly, I will finally do my blind runs of the Mystery Dungeon series on 3DS. Gates of Infinity and Super. And it's kind of a big deal for me to be able to do that. I mean, I'll have the money that I can get new consoles, or at the very least old consoles. Like, I could get my own Wii, so I'm not bumming theirs all the time. Get a 360 for myself and do Blue Dragon and the other Dead Rising games, you know. Get actual systems and consoles so I don't need to do emulators anymore. Like, I would love... I'm not a particular fan of the system, but I would love to get an N64 to do a couple games. There's a couple games, I don't know them off the top of my head, but there are a couple games I'd like to play on N64. Get my Sega Saturn out of wherever the fuck I put it, and get a copy of Magic Knight Rayearth, which there's actually one for sale relatively nearby. I just don't have that fucking $80 to burn on it. But I would if I had a job. You know, pay off the HeroClix judge, start making payments on my old credit cards so that I don't think they'll reactivate them for me, but it would damn sure be nice to be able to just have them again, you know, or at least to not owe money on them anymore. That would be fantastic. That would be a truly wonderful experience for me. I was afraid of that. So yeah, just the idea that I could be just done, just financially done with everything that I owe money to. Go to the library. Hey, do I still owe you guys money for those books that were late and lost 6 years ago? Because if so, here it is. You know, that kind of thing. So that I can go to the fucking library again. Hell, I would love to just get some money and be ready for that and go to whatever library is near me. There's got to be one near me. I'm probably within bike riding distance of one now that I think about it. You usually are. And even if I'm not, I know where two other ones are. There's one in Largo and there's one in Pinellas Park. And I've been to both. But yeah, just go to the library and hang out for the day and fucking read. I liked doing that. I liked just riding up to the Largo Library and sitting up there for 2 fucking hours just reading books and gathering books. I am a book person. I just don't do it that much anymore. Mostly because 80% of the books I own, actually closer to 95% of the books I own, I've read a dozen times already. You know, or I'm just not in the mood to read that. Like, I have Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and for whatever reason, I just can't really bring myself to finish it. You know, and it's not like it's poorly written or anything. It's really well done. Situations do not seem to arise that are conducive for reading that book. But I bet if I were at the library, I'd do it. But yeah, I want to see like I said, around 2018, I want to see about getting a massive computer just built solely for Let's Plays. This thing exists solely to make gaming recording a thing. And don't worry, if I get a PS4 or an Xbox One and start streaming, I won't be using their streaming services. No, I'll do it for real on my computer, on my terms. Won't be a, oh, sorry, you can't watch this cutscene. Fuck you, my channel, my rules. You're gonna watch this and every other cutscene. I'm excited about the potential. I'm excited about the idea that soon I could start work and just have money. I want to have money. I would love to have some fucking money. I'm tired of being broke all the time. I'm tired of being poor. Being poor hurts. I don't know. I just want to... I've heard all the people like, oh, you're on a fucking gravy train. Like, oh, it must be awesome to get some kind of welfare for... No, it fucking sucks. Because you don't have money. And I want to slap the shit out of these people and tell them, I'll trade your ass. You will be foaming at the mouth at the end of 2 months living my life with my income. Because everyone always says that, like, oh, I'd love to do nothing all day. No, you fucking wouldn't. You cannot handle that. Because when you have nothing to do all day, structure goes out the window. You are now responsible for every single moment of every single day of the rest of your life. You know, and you have to fill that void. You don't have school, you don't have work to take up your time. Free time isn't always free time. Sometimes you need to devote some time to not killing yourself. You know? And again, this is not implying suicidalness, it's implying that you get so bored you just want to chew your own limbs off just to break the monotony kind of thing. I'm half asleep, my vocabulary is gone. Kid, I will buy you a fucking Ultra robot the size of your house if you would show me where to get one. I have $500,000 and nothing to spend it on. Tell you what, kid, I'll buy you 10 Ultra robots. Or what are there, 4? Yeah, I'll buy you 4 Ultra robots so you can combine, or I'll buy you 8 so you can combine 4 of those Ultra robots into one big Ultra robot to fight the other Ultra robot made up of 4 more Ultra robots. And that can be a thing you do every day. But the game won't let me. That's the thing, I wish you could give money to people. You know? I'd love to go up, I don't know what you want for your birthday. Here, have $80,000. You know? Stu comes over to visit Ellie. Ellie, guess what your husband did? What? Then I get, Kyrex, did you give Stu $500,000? The house is an onion now. I don't know why it's an onion, but it's an onion for the purpose of this story. He spent all his money on turning the house into an onion. That's what I'm going with this. But no, that should be a thing you can do in games, you know? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the prospect of having this job because I'm tired of borrowing money. I'm tired of being broke. I want to pay off everyone. I don't want to owe anybody a fucking dime. want to find all my friends who currently have owed me money, or I currently owe money, rather, who've loaned me money and I haven't paid it back, and just pay them back and say, we're done. You know, we're not done being friends, but I don't owe you now. We're clear. We're even, you know? And then I want to do that with the credit card companies and the bill companies and shit. Not that they've kept sending me shit, but just the idea that my credit's in the toilet, you know? Plus, there's the fact that it'll give me luxury items again. The idea that, oh, this game's coming out, better hop down to GameStop and reserve it. And just, boom, I have, you know? Like, let's say 2017, we're likely going to get 2 more Pokemon games. Let's say Shimmering Diamond and Gleaming Pearl or something, you know, because those are the ones we're due for. And I want to go down there and reserve them, rather than just borrow money from Mom, like I did 2 months in a row, and do that. Just walk down there, pay them in full, and go home. Just, here, have $100. And while you're at it, throw in this game, too. You know? Or to go down to GameStop, this is something I've never been able to do. Go down to GameStop and just buy games. Because usually I go down to GameStop and I've got $30 and I spend an hour looking for a game. I'll find like 4 and pick the one that I can't live without. Or Christmas time or my birthday, usually both, I'll get some GameStop cards and I'll wait until like the day after Christmas when they've got their sales going on and go down there and spend 45 minutes just looking through games and seeing what ones I want that I can afford, what ones are cheap that I can get, and what ones are dirt cheap that I can get as part of the buy 2 get 1, you know. That's how I ended up with 2 Worlds 2. And yeah, it's just, I'd love to go up there and just not care, not like walk to the new game section and say, oh, this, and this, and walk out with 5 games. Or go to M&M Games and hold on a second here. Zach! Come back, Zach! I will catch you, and I will give you this apple. Fuck it. But go to M&M, where they have like old PlayStation 1 games and shit, and go in there and grab like 10 games. Go to Game On, where they have games like that, and grab like 10, 15 games. And come back, and that's my library for 2019, you know? Or 2020, or whatever. And just shop my libraries out like that. But I don't seem to be in that situation yet, but I could be. It's as simple as getting this job and making decent money. Because I don't really need a lot. That's the kicker, is I don't need to make much money, because most of the money I need comes from the check I already get. It's just, this is the me money. This is the money that I get to spend on myself. Hello, Mr. Doug. It's that time again. Alrighty, that was the thing. So yeah, like I said, job prospect looming overhead in a good way, good kind of loom, the good healthy kind of looming, and that's overhead. That could be a thing within just under a week. What is it? Thursday? Friday? I think it's Thursday. It is in fact Thursday. So 4 days, not counting today. 4 days, and I'll know one way or the other if I've got it. I hope. I assume they'll tell me that. I've never had a job interview. I don't know. But I'm hoping that's a thing that I can do. And if it is, and I get the money, I will start setting aside for things. Like, I'll start paying off my friend the money I owe him. I'll start paying a little extra into rent. And I'll just have money again. I'll be able to upgrade things. Like, there's some stuff I have that's due for an upgrade. And specifically, I'll be able to get that new computer that I want so desperately. The one for my channel. Kind of glad that we don't have pet doors in this game, because that's how you get raccoons. House raccoons. Which is a thing. I knew a guy who used to work at the comic store, and he told me the story about how he basically had a raccoon that would let himself in at night through the cat door and would just eat cat food next to him, you know, and they just kind of chill out and look at each other while they ate, you know, like, hey, how was your day? No. Can't help but think that there's something very important I'm forgetting. Oh well. Yeah, that's another thing, is I'm sick of going through Christmas after Christmas and not being able to get anything for anyone. I managed to get stuff for my pets because as soon as I got my money, I happened to go in the pet section. I'm like, oh, let's get stuff for the girls. That's the only reason they have gifts this year, because I made it a point to, but I got nothing for any family, none of my friends, nothing for myself, really. I suppose technically you could say that the DLC for The Force Unleashed was a gift to my subscribers, but that's about all I've done, you know? But it'd be nice to go a year and just, hey, I've got presents for all of my friends, you know? Hell, even if it's something cheap-ish, like, here, Anubis, have a $50 gift card for GameStop, since I don't know what games you have and what games you want. And I can't really ask without getting your hopes up, so here, have a $50 gift card or something. Go nuts. Even if it's something like that, that's still an improvement over the nothing that I've gotten everyone every year. I really am one of those people who likes to do stuff for people. And it really pisses me off when I can't. Alright, I've done enough busy work for this in-game week, so let's just get everything drawn to a close. Did I feed the fish? I'm pretty sure I've got that on sort of a mechanical thing now. Yeah, I'm just kind of mechanically feeding the fish now. Where I don't even think about it, it's just a reflex now. Wake up, feed the fish. Wake up, feed the fish. By the way, the main reason I'm rushing, not so much that I'm tired, but because I'm hungry. Because it's not a Kyrix Let's Play unless I'm neglecting my stomach. You know? Not that it's something I do intentionally, it's just something that fucking happens. See, one thing that kind of sucks is I've been playing Stardew Valley for This Week in Kyrix, and I'm actually doing a really good farm run, but it's going to come to an end in December. On New Year's Eve, that run's done. Because I'm going to do This Year in Kyrix, I'm going to wrap that up, and then next year, for This Week in Kyrix, I'm going to start a new farm. Again. You know? And probably around November of next year, I'll start basically shopping around, saying, hey, Those of you who actually watched this week in Kyrix, do you want it to continue to be Stardew Valley, or you want to suggest a new game for me to play? You know? Because, I mean, Stardew Valley has enough going on that I could probably just start a new farm every year and do pretty good with it. But that might get old after a while, you know? Hell, I might even go back 1 year to doing Minecraft. That's another thing I want to do, is I actually want to get some of the Minecraft DLC, like new textures and shit, just to mix things up and make it fun. Get some new avatars for me and my friend. But right now, I just don't have the money. I also want to get him a physical copy of the Xbox 360 version of Minecraft, so that I can stop hauling my PS3 down to his house, which is what I currently do. You know? Still, well, not hard to believe, but still strange that John Glenn today, December 8th, 2016, is dead. One of the Apollo 11, I want to say? Astronauts, the one who landed on the moon, I think, with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, I want to say. My American history from the period of the 60s to the 70s is very weak. Sorry. But, yeah, apparently he died today at the age of 95. Which at that age isn't surprising, but still kind of sucks. Ah, the Harvest Festival. Ah, so we're hot potting tomorrow. Ooh, next week's gonna be an eventful week. I'm looking at the schedule for next week in Harvest Moon, and there's exactly one free day. Let's see. 4 birthdays and 2 festivals. The Moon Viewing Festival, the Harvest Festival, Hoggy's birthday, Mana's birthday, Chef's birthday, and Karen's birthday. Lots of good stuff going on. I do kind of like this schedule thing that I've got going on. If I end up doing Magical Melody, I will probably have a cheat sheet schedule printed up. Well, not printed up, but in a word processor next to the window so that I can do this again. Man, that is an eventful week. That's going to be hectic. I mean, I'm fine with it and all, but wow, that's a lot of shit that week. Kind of glad I'm not marathoning that part right now. And there's that. So yeah, there will be no busy work next week. There's too much shit going on. But that's cool. Alright, and that brings this episode to a close. I will see you all next time. Hope you've enjoyed what little of this there is, but bye-bye everyone.